When it comes to like sports that are mainly US based, basketball is the sport that I'm most into. But I miss soccer, so I had to. That was a big part of it.
Well, we'll have to play sometime.
No, I can't play with you.
Yeah, Paige, what?
No, why would you do that to me?
That's so mean.
Yeah, that's like, why would you do that to me?
I don't know, because I'm out here speaking. I'm doing your job.
Paige, I think we're at the point in our hosting relationship where we can complete each other's sentences. So let's give it a shot. Welcome to
In These Cleats.
No, I was gonna say my fave soccer show.
What?
Let's try again. Growing up, my first love was
Brandy Chastain? Your gay breadcrumb?
no soccer. Paige, but at least you're listening. Let's start
The show.
the show.
Questions from a superfan.
Paige is my favorite time of the show. The super fan questions. Okay. I can't believe I haven't even asked you this before, but I want to know, and the people want to know, the fans want to know, what's your daily workout routine? Like, what does it actually look like?
Okay, it looks different if it's in season or out of season.
Okay, give us in season.
Okay. In season, I literally do what everyone else does. So it's training every single day for an hour and a half. We do a lot of like pre-activation stuff beforehand.
See, like, what is that?
Okay. So a lot of women are like very quad dominant, and we don't use our posterior chain very well, hamstrings.
Yeah, that's how I describe myself.
Yeah, you're quad dominant.
Yeah, I'm quad dominant.
You're just bulging
That's
up
when
here.
I introduce myself to people. I'm like, hi, I'm Tien. I'm quad dominant.
Okay, well, that's amazing. But it's not. So you really have to start activating your glutes and hamstrings, because hamstrings for women are something that get injured a lot because we don't use them properly.
Oh.
Or most women haven't like been taught how to sprint properly.
I'm learning. This is all new to me.
Yeah, you need bands, like blue, green bands, to put around your knees, ankles, and start activating your glute muscles, your hamstrings before training. And then those muscles actually start to work.
This is all like to
Magic.
prevent
Injuries.
Okay.
But also make you a better athlete.
Do you feel like it's helped?
Yeah.
All the pre-activation stuff?
Absolutely. I had hamstring tendonitis for like 2 years in a row. Really painful to run, and now it's gone.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of work with my PTs and activation.
As you've gone further into your career, does it take you longer to activate?
Yes. I don't know if you saw the TikTok, but Allie, Riley, and Sarah Gordon did one where they were activating for 30 minutes, and they see Alyssa Thompson running with a ball, going to training. Yeah, no, the older players definitely are in the gym a lot longer before training, activating.
That makes sense. I mean, I played like co-ed intramural in my late 20s, and I like didn't warm up properly, and I remember like standing on the sideline kicking a ball inbounds, and I pulled a muscle, and like a guy from the other team was like, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Ma'am, what the fuck? Don't ma'am me right now." So
especially because you're so quad dominant.
I'm so quad dominant. I should have turned to him and been like, "F you, I'm quad dominant." Okay, so after the activation, after your training.
Yeah, we go to the gym twice a week in season. So like Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday is just training, and then our game would be Saturday.
When you're in the gym, is it like, this is leg day, or I don't know. I'm not very gym culture literate. So like
most gym people have leg day, shoulder day, chest day. With soccer, it has to be like a full body.
Okay.
Because when you're running, you're using your arms and your core and your legs, and you don't want to get too strong with your upper body without your legs following suit.
Okay.
And everything's really connective. So when we do the bench press, sometimes it's off the bench, so your core is really engaged.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Paige, I bet people want to know, how much can you bench?
Like 250.
Holy shit. No, okay.
I'm just kidding.
If this is a personal question, we can pass.
It's, why would it be personal?
I don't know. I'm just trying to protect you.
Honestly,
how much can you bench, bro?
My biceps are for show, bro. I can only bench like maybe 145.
You can only bench 145? I can't do a push-up right now.
I bet you could.
Please hold for push-up time.
Okay.
Are you good?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so... Representation matters.
At least you can plank and hold
I
yourself
can
up.
play my... Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna try my hardest.
All right.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Okay. It's because I was laughing. And my shirt's too short. Okay. Ready?
Ready? You got
Okay,
this.
yes,
you got
yes,
this.
yes.
Or I'll kill you.
Okay,
Come on.
Okay. Okay. 3,
Ready?
2, 1. Come on! Come on, baby! Come on!
It's because you're quad dominant. I know.
I know I can do it. Just
That was max effort?
That was max effort.
Okay.
That was max effort.
Maybe you just needed to
I have
activate.
other strengths. I have a lot of other strengths.
Trying is just the start.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll get you there.
I was trying really hard.
I saw. The shakes.
The shakes.
We will recruit you.
Lauren! Lauren!
Yeah,
You came back.
I did.
Are you ready for more soccer brainwashing?
Only if I can do it from a seated position because my ass still hurts from that training day.
Well, don't worry. This one will be super easy on you. In fact, you've already done it.
Oh, awesome.
That's right. Lauren went to another Angel City game, but this time we sent her VIP.
Ooh, so let's watch Lauren be bougie at BMO Stadium. Lauren, you're just on the Jumbotron. How do you feel?
Oh, amazing. I've never heard that before.
That was the best time of my life.
There's Jennifer Garner right over there, star of Alias.
Yeah, so let's get into it. While I was warming up, I heard you were warming up your vocals, singing fight songs, and teaching them to the fans. How was that?
It was really fun. We did the little before times.
Yeah, we did the Paige. We taught people the Paige Nielsen
Yeah.
song. Her name is Nielsen. Her skills are crazy. 14's her number. We call her Paigey.
Did they like that?
They loved it. Honestly, everyone jumped in right away.
They did. We saw this little girl, and we taught her.
There was a striker, glasses light, and Endo was her name of Ju-E-N-D-O.
And she actually learned Japanese so that she could speak to Jun Endo when she met her at the end of a game.
I said, Anata wa saiko desu, which means you are the best.
Oh my
Josie!
Yeah, that was
It was
a
really
crazy inspiring moment.
It was really moving.
Yeah,
It was really
talked,
cute.
We talked to the youth and the elderly.
Yeah.
We've got friends. They were
They were.
older people.
Yeah, we talked to
who loved
different
the game.
We spoke with different generations.
I sense ageism.
Well, you did. I
don't know how.
Yeah.
I just mentioned the elderly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to your VIP treatment at the game.
Please, yes.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about the celebrity suite you watched from the game?
Yeah, I would love to talk about that. So when we got down to the little castle part of the stadium,
The castle part.
it really feels like it's like the height of luxury in there. When we first walked in, we saw Jodie Foster and her wife.
Jodie Foster just waved to us.
Oh my God. We're all right now.
We're all.
And I'm a huge Jodie Foster fan.
Yes. And I'm also a huge fan of her wife because she played Helena's girlfriend in The L Word.
Yes.
That one's for my dykes out there.
The L Word, one of the greatest shows.
Yes, one of the greatest shows of all time.
And I have yet to see.
Are you serious?
And I have a wife.
Do you?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a watch party that is years long.
Well, we did see Jodie Foster,
Yes.
and
she waved at us after we sent her some very uncomfortable energy.
Yeah.
She noticed us
as we gawked at her.
yeah. But
Was it, at
awesome.
you? Or
Yeah.
past you?
No, it was at us.
there was no one behind us. There was no one in between us.
Yeah, it was directed at us.
It was just the two of us.
Okay, so are you gonna hang out later?
That's the plan. I
Yeah.
keep DMing her, sending her emails at jodiefoster@gmail.com. I assume that's her email.
Yeah.
She has not responded yet, but I'm sure one day she will.
I think she will.
Yeah.
It really was. We were staring at her pretty hardcore, and she did a very kind thing and was like, "Hey, freaks."
Yeah. And I think I gasped and went, "It's Jodie Foster."
Yeah.
So I think she heard. I'm lying in wait in her panic room for her to come find me.
Yeah.
And as
The
soon
two
as
of
there's
us
emergency,
and Kristen Stewart.
yeah, we're all just waiting. I need Tien to go rob the house, and then
What? Why do I have to be the robber?
because I'm in the panic room.
Fine.
So you we
So, okay,
force
yeah,
her
so-
in there, and then
yeah.
I'll be there. So surprise.
So they both have panic rooms? What is this?
Yes. Kristen Stewart played Jodie Foster's daughter in,
Famous diabetic role.
yes,
Okay.
blood sugar low all the time.
Very sick.
Very sick. Couldn't get any candies into the panic room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So so that's a great idea, actually.
Yes.
So you're in the panic room.
You
I'll
rub-
I'll be the robber.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Forrest Whitaker. Yeah.
You can also be. Would you like to be a robber as well?
I'll maybe feed candy to
Okay, you
Lauren
can
over
be-
here.
All right,
Make
cool.
sure
You
she
can-
doesn't die in there.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. You'll wait in
Yeah.
the panic room with me.
Okay.
You come.
Why don't I get to be in the panic room?
I can't be the one to rob. That's stereotypical.
Okay, you're right. Fine. I will do it.
It's a bad look.
I will do it. I'll break
Thank
down the
you.
model minority and I will rob.
Please.
Yes, I will rob. I will rob.
Thank you, Tien Tran. I will rob.
I will. Tien, I will rob Tran.
Thank you.
Okay, but was there a moment where you yourself felt like a celebrity?
I mean, the whole time. I mean, truly.
After that
'cause
moment.
it was just so nice. It was a very luxurious experience. I felt very, very rich, except for when I went to the bar. And I was told that there were free drinks. I get to the bar. I order a whiskey ginger. They tell me it is $27. I said, "Excuse me."
It's free
Take this back.
wine and beer.
Gotcha. Learned that the hard way. Immediately traded it in for a free beer.
Yeah.
That was the only time I felt like, oh, I'm poor. Don't forget it. But other than that, it was, super, it was amazing.
It was beautiful.
The seats were so close to the field.
Oh my, we were one row back.
Yeah.
Did you make it in time for kickoff?
Yes, we did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. That may have been Jodie time.
Honestly, that may have been Jodie time.
So while I'm out there sweating, getting ready for this game, inviting you to
chose this
the
life.
VIP experience, you guys weren't even watching the game.
We did watch
We
the game.
did watch the game. We got
did.
there.
We were there for a lot of it.
We
saw
were eating
so
hot
much.
dogs.
Oh my God, the hot dogs were amazing.
Yeah, the hot dogs were amazing.
You know about
Yeah,
the
I'm
buffet
sure.
too?
Yeah, have you tried the buffet while you play?
Yeah, you been there?
I have not, no.
We
Unfortunately.
gotta try the buffet next
You gotta
time.
try the buffet.
Next game, I'll come over and I'll be like, I need
Yeah.
a bite of your hot dog.
Before you throw in a ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just go get one of those chicken lollipops.
What's a chicken lollipop?
It's basically a drumstick.
It's a drumstick. You know
Do you
what?
lick it?
I have a huge
You can.
issue with the chicken lollipop because, like,
Why they rebrand like that?
Why are they being branded like that?
Yeah, I don't
The
like
meat's
that
just
either.
getting pushed down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sing it, sister.
Listen,
Fuck 'em up.
okay, the meat's being pushed down, and it doesn't even look like a lollipop.
It does not. I mean, stick it on a stick if you're gonna call it a lollipop. It's just a
Seriously.
goddamn drumstick. With the meat pushed down.
With the meat pushed down.
Meat
Okay,
pushed
but
down.
was it free?
Yes. Okay.
We can't complain. You're right.
You're right. You're
Be
right.
grateful.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
What was the most exciting part of the game?
The VIP experience.
No, the goal
I
is
meant. So we. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this, but we won that game.
Right. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And that was, I was super psyched to see that. That was awesome.
we really did lose our minds when the goal was
I don't think I've
scored.
cheered harder than
Yeah.
when that happened. Yeah.
You leapt from your seat.
Yeah. I did. It's all
hot dog
coming
in
back to me
hand.
now.
It was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was amazing.
Sorry if that was too loud. I apologize.
That's amazing.
See?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
did
that
love
was
that.
genuine too.
Yeah.
You were in Lily Sings box.
Yeah.
Would you come to a game if you weren't VIP?
So I have done both. And it's kind of like first class versus coach. You know, you go to first class and you're like, oh my God, this is exactly how I'm supposed to be treated all the time. And then you go back to coach and you're like, this riffraff and like, you know. So I will go back because I do enjoy the game, but I will feel away. I'll be so much sadder than I was at VIP. And I might try to just sneak my way back there anyway.
Also, In These Cleats fam, Chloe made us two amazing signs that were about you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was like P Nasty for president. And another sign that said MVB, most valuable bicep. And we got those on the Jumbotron too.
We did. We were shaking them hard.
Yeah.
Like tatas.
I almost feel like when we get on the Jumbotron, it's almost like you go into a fugue state. It's like you don't know how to act. Everything, any sort of
Yeah.
decorum drops.
And I never knew where to look.
I don't know where to look. I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
I was just like, like I've never acted like that in my life ever
Yeah,
before.
Truly, yeah. The games truly bring out a side of me I've never seen before.
I'm gonna be
really
honest.
interesting.
When I see myself on the Jumbotron when I'm playing, I'm like, oh,
Yeah, it's jarring.
who is that
It's
lesbian
jarring.
Yeah.
looking player?
And
Yeah.
we're rooting for that lesbian.
Well, I appreciate you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, thank you. That was truly amazing.
Yeah, thank you for hooking us up. That was amazing.
I've never really been on TV as myself.
Oh, okay.
This was the first non-union gig for Lauren.
And it was the greatest moment of my life. I hope to have it again, but who knows? And if I don't, I'm fine with that. I can die just having this experience. Y'all really gave me a moment for my highlight reel at death.
I know. Oh my gosh, at death! Wow.
Y'all know when you're on your deathbed and then
Yeah,
you go
and they
through
play the
all the
yeah.
highlights of your life.
Yeah, when the iPhone's like, here are all the memories from your life.
Yeah,
yeah.
This will be one of
Jumbotron,
them.
baby. And whenever you want to throw away those tickets again, please
Yeah.
think of us.
If you need seat fillers,
Yeah, happy to go.
happy to fill a seat.
We gotta ask Lily Singh.
Okay, we'll ask her.
I'll start emailing lilysing@gmail.com and see if we can get her.
We'll just go the line. We'll just be like lilysing1@gmail.com, lilysing2. We'll just try to hit them all.
Yeah.
But you never know if she got the first one.
That's right. That's right.
We're very excited for today's guest. He's an investor in the Angel City Football Club and a football fanatic. He's also a global best-selling author, an award-winning podcast host of On Purpose, and a purpose-driven entrepreneur. Please welcome Jay Shetty.
Welcome.
Good to finally be here. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for sitting down with us.
And this is so cool. I just have to say, this is the coolest podcast that I've been on. I'm like, wow, I'm in a locker room. I'm like
Yeah.
sitting out here at the director's box. Like, we got everything going on. It's cool. I love it.
Okay.
We
Thank
got our
you.
drinks.
Got our drinks.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank
Yeah.
Tien,
you.
it's nice to finally meet you.
It's nice to finally meet you too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So, let's get it.
Let's do
Let's
it.
get into
Let's
it.
do it.
You always talk about making decisions toward experiences that bring you the most happiness and satisfaction. And I think we all kind of strive toward that. Soccer's always been that personally for me. But it also is the most frustrating. Most frustrating because I love it so much. And sometimes I turn apathetic. And I'm wondering kind of how to navigate that, where you're doing something that makes you the most happy, but like there are so many roller coasters along the way, and sometimes I feel like I want to walk away. What are your practices basically to kind of get through that? I know it's
That's
tough.
a
Wow,
big
we're-
question. Yeah,
We're
no.
starting off.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I thought we were going to start with like my favorite player, or like, one of my favorite games, or like
I'm so
what
sorry.
position I
I've
used
been
play,
dying to
or,
ask
like,
you this.
I
haven't slept at night, okay?
No, let's do it. So I do believe one of the most important things that we have to constantly do is we have to remind ourselves of why we started.
Yeah.
And often we do that in our heads, but we don't have it written down, so we can't read it. We don't have it somewhere that we can play back to ourselves. We have it just as a thought in our mind that can change, right? Like the thought of, I should just quit, even though I love this. If that thought repeats itself too many times in your head, that thought becomes real. And then now you think, it must be true, just because you've repeated it 1,000 times in your head. When if the thought you're repeating in your head is, this is why I started, which is why I'll never stop, then that thought repeated in and of itself will let you get through everything. And so what I've started to realize is just everything is a repeated thought. And if we haven't written down, repeated, and re-listened to the thought that says, this is the number one reason I started, and this is why I'll never stop, we will feel like stopping. We will feel like quitting. The other thing that I've found is you don't have to keep doing something unless you find how it fuels you at this stage. And so there may be a time when quitting is right. There may be a time when giving up is right. And I think we've labeled quitting and giving up things as like a bad thing, or you failed, or you messed up. I don't think that's the case. And then the third thing I'd say to keep going or to keep applying yourself is you need to be surrounded by a community who feels that way, who fills you up, people who've been there, done that. Maybe it's another athlete that's 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, 15 years ahead, who can say to you, you know what, I used to think about quitting, but this is what got me through it. I think being engaged with those stories, for me, reading about or interviewing now some of the people that inspire me, allows me to constantly remember that wanting to quit is normal. Wanting to give up is normal. Everyone who's come before me has had this thought before me. I'm not unique. I'm not special. I'm not different. Everyone who's come before me has had this thought. And so if I'm having it, let me dive into what they were thinking about, what they were reflecting about. So those are just some quick thought starters. I'm sure we could talk about it for hours, but those are at least a few quick thoughts on things that I think would hopefully help. Yeah,
going back to your why always helps. And that takes mindfulness and like not avoiding it. Well, I appreciate that. Now I can sleep at night.
But you're so right. It's like failure is so normal. Like it's the only way to grow. But like you said, we are a soccer podcast.
Yes.
And
Or football.
Football, yeah.
Sorry.
I've got used to saying soccer now that I live here, but my friends back in London give me such a hard time. So I've been trying to,
It sounds cooler when you say it,
does
not
sound,
soccer.
When I say football, I'm like, okay, why is she pretending to be a Brit now? But did you watch the World Cup final? Did you watch the Women's World Cup?
I did.
Okay.
I'm proudly wearing my England jersey. I was gutted. I think, I want to give it to Spain. They played a great game, but, we showed up, and to get to the final is a huge accomplishment, huge achievement. And I'm proud of the team. It takes a lot to do that. It's hard enough to get that far, and I think they've done us proud. So I think we can walk away feeling proud of what we achieved.
Yeah, go Lionesses.
Yeah, go Lionesses, absolutely, yeah.
And how did you get involved with Angel City? Like, did you play soccer, football? Did you play?
I think soccer sounds more natural for you.
You can call it soccer. I was messing around with it, yeah.
Did you play soccer growing up?
I love soccer. So soccer is like my first love. If I was any good at soccer, I would have tried to become a soccer player. I was just never good enough. So I didn't even try. I love playing and I'm okay or whatever, but I loved it. It was definitely the thing that I couldn't wait. Even till this day, when I go back to London, the only thing I want to do is get my friends together and play a game. Like that's all I want to do. It makes my day. And so, yeah, I absolutely love it. And you were asking how I got involved in Angel City FC. So for me, I grew up with a younger sister. So my younger sister is around 4.5 years younger than me. And obviously, when you're growing up, it was like all I wanted to do is train her to play soccer. So she used to play soccer at school, and I'd do like training drills with her in the garden and practice with her and like help her practice her shooting and her dribbling and whatever it was. I wasn't that good, but I was older than her, so I could pretend that I could train her in anything.
She was like, you're the best.
Yeah, exactly, even though I was completely average. And I think for me, it was that kind of feeling of, it really hit me when I was thinking about my sister wanting to play soccer. She was pretty good at it. She enjoyed it. It just never felt like a real thing or a real path for her. And I think when we moved here, me and my wife, I always thought, I was like, well, what about all the, maybe we'll have a little girl one day. Maybe we'll have a daughter. Maybe we won't. But if we did, I would want her to know that it's fully possible to go and follow her dreams and become a soccer player and play the game. And so I think investing in that from the grassroots and investing in it in a way that makes it feel real and tangible for people to have that dream. And I think that's so much of what I believe in, that I feel everyone should be allowed to dream whatever they wish from the moment they're young. That's when dreams are formed and made and decided and defined. And if someone's willing to do the work to match up to that dream, it should be possible. It should be real. And I just got really excited about the fact that I could go and watch a great quality game on the weekend, take
Thank you.
friends.
Compliment.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been so fun because I also think I love the community. I love the fans. I love the kind of atmosphere around the game. And I'd say that since moving to the US, there's a lot of sports that I like. Like I love Formula One. I love tennis. But when it comes to like sports that are mainly US based, basketball is the sport that I'm most into. But I miss soccer. So, I had to, that was a big part of it.
Well, we'll have to play sometime.
No,
see if
I
you're
can't
not-
play with you.
Yeah, Paige, what?
No, why would you do that to me?
That's so mean.
Yeah, why would you do that?
I don't
to
know,
me?
because I'm out here speaking. I'm doing your job. And it's really hard. So you got to do
Anytime,
There.
if I get to play on that beautiful pitch, I am there. Sorry, what do you call it? Field. That's what sorry, field, yeah.
That's so nice of you as an older brother. I had a little sister too, and I tried to teach her, but I also would like throw her in goal and just drill shots at her.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's all you did.
That's hilarious. Does she remember? Does she
Oh yeah, she does. She absolutely does.
Painful memories?
No, she played soccer for a little bit, and then like broke her leg in a game, and so she stopped. But we play soccer still.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun family. Like it's so easy to like grab a group of friends.
Yeah.
Start a game.
Yep, absolutely.
Not in LA though. Field space.
Really?
You gotta rent fields around here, yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Or backyards, I don't know. So are there similarities between like being an elite athlete and sort of the work you do, the discipline?
Yeah, I mean, I think that being an elite athlete requires so much discipline. It requires so much commitment. It requires so much strategy and mindfulness and being present. I mean, I don't know any successful athlete that I've ever spoken to or heard from that doesn't talk about the importance of being present.
Yeah.
And so to me, mindfulness training is ultimately that, to not live in the future of, well, if we lose, what are people going to say? Like if you're about to take the free kick of your life or the penalty shot of your life and you're thinking, gosh, what's everyone going to say if I miss? You're not present, you're in the future. Or you're thinking, gosh, I missed last week's penalty kick. How's this week's going to go? You're living in the past. And so I think being in the present is so much about what mindfulness training is trying to help people with. And on the other side, I was just reading about this study recently that a lot of athletes, when they're playing the biggest game of their life, they'll avoid making it sound like the biggest game of their life. So with my podcast, I get to sit down with some people that I really respect and admire and I'm a big fan of. And everyone always asks me, my team's always like, are you not really excited? And I was like, I have to constantly psych myself out to not see it as the biggest thing in the world, because otherwise I'm just going to like fluff my lines and mess it up because I'm going to be so scared. And I was reading about how so many athletes have to do that. If they're playing in a World Cup final or if they're playing in a championship game, they have to not think of it as a championship game. They just have to think of it like every game. And so I think that equanimity is so closely aligned between the two things, where you're trying to live this neutral way where you don't let your losses get too bad and your wins get too high. I actually had a football coach, soccer coach when I was growing up, and he would always say to me, he said, Jay, when you lose, cry for a day, and when you win, celebrate for a day, and then get on with it. Like just make it about that moment. Don't celebrate a win for too long and don't cry about a loss for too long. Just get back to training. And I think that's so closely related with the work I do, where you're trying to get people to be able to deal with the challenges and celebrate the wins, but then move on. It's always about what can I get to and how can I improve myself.
I love that. I love that so much. So before games, I guess this is like my most mindfulness thing that I do. I visualize me playing in college with a bunch of my friends, just playing pickup in the yard. And then like, this is why I say I black out during games, because I remove the fans. I remove my family that's watching me. I remove the coach, actually. Don't tell them that.
They're like shouting at you, you're not real.
But yeah.
You didn't make my visualization.
And this is all actually during the national anthem. I know that they're singing to make our country proud, but But yeah, that's what I visualize. And it is a practice.
Mm-hmm.
It is a practice, and it helps in my career, and I should probably do that more in my personal life. Do you do visualization?
I mean, I do a little bit when I'm performing. I do stand up, and it's like if I build it up too much, those have been my worst shows. If I like go in and like I'm like way too hyped for it, then I don't feel free and fun when I'm in the moment. So like, yeah, I try to do a little bit of visualization.
Yeah, and that's a great example. I mean, I've read about, and I interviewed Lewis Hamilton on the podcast, and he talked about how, he's talked about before how he's used to visualize a track and himself driving around in the car, or David Beckham's talked a million times about how he'd visualize the ball going into the top corner, especially in the qualifier against Greece, which is one of his most famous goals.
Sometimes I pull that up on YouTube just to like get
so
absolutely hyped.
And so I think visualization is a core mindfulness practice.
And I mean, I know maybe you can't pick a favorite, but what has been like your favorite? Because you've sat with so many wonderful people. And so like, who is the one that you like kind of come back to every now and then?
Oh, there's so many, but seeing as we're on a soccer podcast, I think I would choose an athlete. And so I would have to say that sitting with Kobe Bryant was a huge honor, because, sitting down with an athlete who's played at that level consistently, who had that mindset. And something I loved that he said was that, you needed systems to help you be spontaneous. Like you needed discipline to help you be dynamic. And this idea that a lot of people think like, oh, you can just turn up and you'll play your best game. And his take was, no, you had to do all the reps, and then in the moment you'd know what to do. Yeah. And I love that idea. And so that's something I've always sat with, that there's this rhythm and routine that then creates space for spontaneity and creativity. And I think as an athlete or as a creator or as anyone, I think that's great advice, that it's not about either or. Because some people are like, oh, it's pure talent or it's pure hard work. The point is it's kind of both. Yeah. Because you have the hard work that lets you be pure talent in those moments of brilliance. So I'm sure that resonates. And I'm sure that resonates on stage too. I mean, with stand-up comedy, I can imagine you have your bit, but then when one of those spontaneous jokes pulls off or gags pulls off, it's like, that's the best moment, right? So
they call it the flow state, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's when you like can stop thinking and analyzing everything, and you've done it so many times that you are able to be creative in yourself on the field. Yeah, and I think that's what every athlete strives to have, that flow state.
Yeah.
So how can we borrow the concept of teams from sports and form teams in our daily lives for both support and community?
Oh, that's such a good question. I love all these. Are like, I like that. I've always talked about how everyone needs like a wise counsel in their life. And I think often what we do today is we put all the pressures on our partners, especially as we don't live in big families or big communities as much anymore. People live alone, or they live with their partner, or just their immediate family. And so you start finding that a lot of people feel loneliness, or people don't feel understood. And we put a lot of pressure on the one person we're dating, or if you're not dating, you may put it on one friend. And I find that having a team around you, what's really fascinating is that every person has their position, right? So you're playing defense, right? And so I used to play center attacking mid, which means I had to like run back and forth a lot. and that was my position, but it's like I have a role, I have a need that I supply. And then you have a striker, and you have the goalkeeper, and you have right wing and left wing and whatever. You have all these positions, and everyone knows their role, and everyone's happy to play their role. And I think what happens in our life is we don't realize that different people have different roles in our life. So some people's role is to challenge you. Some people in your life are there just to challenge you, and you may even have your coach or a player on your team that challenges you to be better. Maybe they get you to run more. Maybe they get you to work harder when you're feeling lazy. Maybe they're the one who pushes you to put more time into training, and you have that person in your real life. Then you have someone in your real life who cares about you the most. And that's the person that all they care about is, are you well? Like, did you get in that cold ice bath afterwards? Like, have you healed? Is your injury better? And I think what we realize is that on our team, everyone plays their role, but you don't know what role people play in your personal life. And so I always ask myself, who's the person that cares about me? Who's the person that challenges me the most? Who's the person who I go to for the most competence or expertise on a particular idea or area? Who's the person who lives with the highest character and morals and ethics in my life that I can turn to? And so I think start seeing your life like a team and start thinking about who gives you something specific that someone else may not give you. You don't expect the same thing from a goalkeeper and a striker. So don't expect the same thing from your mom and your sister. They're different people.
Yeah.
And in our personal life, I think we kind of want everyone to be the same with us, not realizing that everyone has their role, everyone has their space, and everyone has their value that they can add to your life. So that's probably what comes to me with that question.
That's so good. And I'm thinking of how difficult it is to find that team, especially with social media. After COVID, everyone kind of stayed home. They don't get out as much. We're, door dashing and not going to restaurants as much. So I guess, like, how do you start building that team if you don't have it anymore?
Yeah. So I'll be honest. I know we're on a soccer podcast, but I'm going to be honest about something that's happened recently. So I recently started playing pickleball. And I think everyone's playing pickleball. And stay with me.
Brave of you to come out like this, Jay.
Exactly. I was holding this, I was carrying this the whole time. And I was like, I promise I'm not cheating on football. It's my first love. But what's been really interesting is, so me and my wife, a couple of my friends have been playing a lot of pickleball. It's a lot easier to get than 11 players on each side or 5 on each side, for me at least at the moment. And when we get out there, what's been really amazing is when we're out there and you're playing next to someone else, someone will come up to you and say, should we play a game of doubles? Someone else will say, oh, shall we do this free moving thing where everyone's moving court? And you just find that it becomes so social when you're playing sports with people. I think sports is such a great equalizer, and it's such a great way of, we've literally had people come across the court and say, hey, you guys are playing singles, do you want to play doubles? And we've made friends, we've exchanged numbers, we're inviting random people to play pickleball with us that we'd never have met before, and we're getting invited out. And so to me, I do think sports and being outdoors is such an underrated way of connecting with new people, especially in a sport where everyone's not that great and trying to get good because it's not been around for that long. And so for me, that's a huge way. I think I recently was at the Laugh Factory, speaking of comedy, and I loved it. It was so good. And we were laughing at people next to us. Laughing with people, not laughing at we were laughing with people next to us. And it was amazing because you've now got something in common because of what the comedian's saying, and you're connecting again. And I think we've lost the art, or we feel scared to say to someone, as a friend, I think we think about I think we're always asking the question of how do you find someone when you're trying to date? But I don't think we think about that with friends. Yeah. We never ask someone oh, what's your Instagram, or what's your number, or whatever it may be, just because you felt you connected with someone. And I really try and change that. Whenever I'm out and I feel like I connect with someone, I'm always trying to break that wall and see how I can hang out with that person. Because to me, life's too short to not make new friends. And I think a lot of people, especially where I live in LA, a lot of people that I know aren't from here, and they don't have families, or they don't have big communities and networks. So I think it has to also be an investment. Like when I moved to LA with my wife, we decided that as much as I was working on my career, I was going to put an effort into building my community. And I think we sometimes assume that you can build your career, but your community will just turn up.
Yeah.
We kind of just assume that, we should just make friends. That's how it works. And I'll be honest and say that I think community takes as much work to manage as your career, because it takes effort to build relationships, to deepen them. I read this amazing study that said to consider someone more than an acquaintance, you have to spend 40 hours with them.
Wow.
To really feel like you're getting to know someone.
Wow.
To consider someone a good friend, you have to spend 100 hours with them. And to consider someone a best friend or a great friend, you have to spend 200 hours with them.
Wow.
And that makes so much sense as adults why we struggle, because all our best friends are still the people we went to school with. Yeah. But that's just because we spend 200 hours with them.
Yeah.
So I'm always thinking about that as an adult and saying, how can I extend periods of time I spend with people, whether it's a weekend break, whether it's a long Sunday brunch, what is it that I can do to spend 4 to 8 hours with someone to really build a bond, as opposed to seeing someone for 30 minutes for a coffee or a drink, which isn't going to go that deep or take decades to go deep.
Is there someone that is on your list that you haven't talked to yet that you would like to talk to?
We'll make it happen.
We can put we can put it out there for you.
I'm on the right podcast to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I have always been a massive Cristiano Ronaldo fan.
Okay.
I support Manchester United. He was, he moved to the club when he was a teenager.
City fan.
You're a City fan? How are you a City fan? All right, walk me through that.
I'm a United fan.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
thank
yes,
you,
yes.
Tien. Me and you.
But everyone is a United
The moment
fan.
we walked in, I was just like, we just, yeah.
Theater of Dreams, baby.
Yeah.
You guys had so much money before City did.
True.
Yeah.
David Silva was my favorite player.
Oh, there we
growing
go.
up.
That's a good pick. Good.
Because he
good
wasn't the
pick.
fastest, he wasn't the tallest, but he was the smartest.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's going to be me.
I love that. That's a good story. I'm glad I asked you that question. Yeah.
And I was a midfielder all growing up. I just changed to defense.
Got it.
So who's your favorite player? Someone. Oh, besides Ronaldo?
Christian. So it's
Oh, it'd be
Cristiano. Okay.
Cristiano Ronaldo would be my best.
I think you can. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. No, I would. I think you followed someone's career since they're a teenager. You've seen them grow. You've followed them across every country they've played in, and someone who has such a love for the sport. I love that he still gets upset when he misses a chance. Like, I love that passion. Like, to me, there's nothing
crazy.
better than that. Like, to still feel that much pain when you lose, and
Yeah.
seeing him crying going off at the World Cup. I was like, that. To me, that's what it's about. It's about feeling it and caring enough to feel that way, and still feeling the nerves and the passion and the love for it. So yeah, he'd definitely be someone I'd love to sit down with.
I think that could happen.
Yeah, I believe it too.
I think it's gonna happen. Well, Jay, thank you so much for coming and sitting with us. It's been a pleasure to have you.
No, I'm so grateful. Thank you for doing this. It was so fun. As soon as the invite came in, I was saying yes immediately, because I was like, it's my two favorite things, mindset and sport, which are easily my two favorite things in the world.
We could literally talk for 4 days about mindset and sport, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're so interconnected.
Yeah.
And I love what you guys are doing here. And so I'm so grateful to be a part of it. Thank you for having me. And it's awesome. And so I'm really, really happy that these conversations are evolving and that you thought to invite me, because I see them as so deeply interconnected. And I'm always looking for the kind of metaphors and analogies that suit both. And both of you brought out so many great questions today. So thank you so much.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you.
Thank you for supporting women's sports.
Absolutely. I think women's sports are, first of all, I think the talent level and the ability is incredible. Like, it's so fun to watch. Like, the soccer ability in this country is insane. It's so great. And I'm excited to see it just develop more and more and more, because, it's quality football. It's great to watch. It's fun being at the games. Like, the fans are insane, but then the performance on the field as well. Like, the quality of football is great. And I think that's the hardest part. And women's soccer is leading the way, I believe.
I think so too.
I hope so.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah, you are. There we go. Yeah,
All right. Well, thank you so
guys.
much.
Yeah, I mean that. Thank you.
All right. It's game time. Are you all taped up or stretched, activated?
Oh no, it's not that type of game. This is called Yasss or Nasss. They ask us a question and we answer Yasss or Nasss.
Yeah, but I might pull a muscle celebrating when I beat you.
Okay, talking smack is a definite Yasss. Let's play.
Should the NWSL season be shorter?
Nasss. I'm answering from a fan perspective that I want more games to watch, but like for you,
I'm answering because I want more breaks in the season.
Oh, okay.
Rather than having like 5 months off.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want
Are
the
other-
same amount of time in season, but more breaks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Has VAR been a good addition to the game?
Yes. Oh, I knew you were gonna say that.
We've had bad experiences, okay?
Okay, that's fair.
You know what we are missing? Goal line technology.
Oh, that is not it. Not in the
So
NWSL?
it's just their eyes from a camera
Okay,
trying
that
to
is
analyze
messed
it.
up.
Yeah.
Will they bring goal line technology to the NWSL?
Yeah, once we play in stadiums that provide these cameras,
Okay.
We don't have as many resources as men yet, but we're getting there, and they will at some point, hopefully.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because
But why do you like it?
I like it because I like justice. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but the justice system
I
is
know. You're totally right. Okay, soccer justice. I like, because like there are those times when I'm like, that was a blatant handball. I'm glad we saw that. Or like somebody hit it, like somebody is offsides like crazy, and
Yeah.
it would have changed the game.
Yeah.
So
But in soccer, you create your own luck, and the more luck you create, the more chances you get. So,
okay, I can't argue with that.
okay, great.
Should college athletes get paid?
Yes. Why do you think college athletes should get paid?
Okay, I think this is a really tough topic because it is changing the landscape of sports, and people don't like change, one. But these universities have been profiting on these athletes for a really long time now. I think they are really young, and so like hopefully they're raised to, one, take care of their money, but and two, like be humble and hungry and know that they still, like, if they want to play professional, haven't made it yet. But yeah, I can't get over the whole universities profiting on these athletes and selling their jerseys and having no player name rights.
Yep.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Right?
Yeah. You said it all. It's these universities make so much money from these athletes, and so many things can happen to a professional athlete. Injuries can affect their careers in different ways, and if they can start kind of saving up or like making some income from the work that they're already putting in, that would be great.
Yeah, and I was initially a walk-on, so if I did get an NIL deal, it actually would help me pay for my education.
Yes, exactly.
I know not every story is like that, but yeah, it's only right.
It's only right. Only Yasss.
And it's giving actually women more opportunities to have deals. I think that's incredible.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should goal celebrations be penalized?
Nasss.
No.
No, unless it's like directly in my face. Because last year, Lola Bonta faked like she hurt her injury and then twerked on camera and it went viral. And it's because I gave her a PK in the box.
Oh, I saw that.
So
I just saw the twerking. I didn't see.
I'm waiting for the day where we play them so I can do it better.
Amazing.
Yeah, but add my own flair.
Did she get a yellow card for that?
No.
So do they get I know.
You get yellow cards for taking off your shirt.
That's it?
And probably like really bad stuff. I don't know.
Okay. I don't think they should be penalized.
No, it makes the game more fun,
it's
entertaining.
And when you score a goal, what do you do?
Usually my legs are about to give out, so I let my teammates come to me and hold me up.
Oh, really?
Because if I'm a defender and I'm all the way by the goal, then I was just running a lot.
If I scored a goal, I'd be like, suck it, like old school WWE style. First thing that comes to mind is I would go, suck it! Suck it!
Would you do that if your team was losing 5-0, but you made it 5-1?
If I made, I'd be more proper about it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, suck it.
But we still got work to do.
We got work to do.
Well, I hope you had fun. This has been Yasss or Nasss.
Huh. There it is. The second to last whistle, which means we've only got one whistle left.
Do you want to talk about whistles?
Kinda. But we can do that later. It's stoppage time. Let's flip this coin and talk about something else. Okay. What do you collect?
I want to hear yours
Wait.
first.
Okay.
I don't want to be like too weird.
Okay, well.
Because I have a couple. Okay.
I collect jerseys.
Okay.
Like women's soccer and the WNBA.
Yes, you've worn a lot.
I've worn a lot of those. I also collect miniatures. Okay, it's really cool. Okay.
Okay, what are they?
I like I'm not like crazy about it, but I will buy a little dollhouse. I don't know there's not a cooler way to say it, but like I have a small replica of a greenhouse. Okay. And I have like a small replica of like an alleyway, and I like to build them.
Okay.
Your face, you are looking at me like I'm not cool, and I know it's cool.
You know what I just envisioned?
To make plants out of paper.
You're one of those people where you walk by a car and all your miniatures are like in your car.
No. I would never. Okay. I'm a minimalist
so
miniaturist.
Where do you keep these?
I keep
in your
them
panic room?
In my panic room.
At least I have my miniatures.
Rob me of anything, but not my tiny plants. I keep them in a little box.
Okay.
I'm very like it's kind of like a thing. I don't have them out on display. but I like to build like, I like to like punch things out like of a pre-cut wooden thing and like build like a shelf out of glue and paint.
Is this to like help your anxiety? Or
Yeah,
what?
it's in place of therapy.
Yeah. Well, you look like you're doing well, so maybe I need to start.
Maybe you need to make some plants out of paper.
Okay.
Now tell me your weird thing you collect.
Well, I don't know if it's weird. It's weird.
I'll be the judge.
I collect like different coins and dollar bills from every country.
That's cool. You're like an old man.
Yeah, with your son. I don't know. And I do have like a leather slot book where I keep everything.
Okay.
Like every coin I get, I check the date and I clean it off usually. I'm
How
not
do you
OCD.
clean it?
I'm very, very hippie, not OCD, but I'm OCD about my coins.
You're the first coin collector I've ever met.
Really?
What is your favorite coin that you currently own in your collection?
It's got to be my oldest penny. And it's only because I found it on the ground, like in New York City, when I was really in a dark place, okay?
Okay, fair. Okay. I just want you to know that, like, you did sound like an old-timey man being like, it's gotta be my oldest penny. By golly, I know exactly which one it is.
Okay. It's true. I want this coin collection. I
love it.
A dark room with whiskey on my desk. Old man-ish vibes.
I love this.
Right?
Yes. What coin, like, okay, are you, like, pining for a specific coin? Are you, like, is that part of the collection process where you're like, oh, man, I really need, like, a 1970s, like, Italian coin?
No, I search on eBay a lot.
Okay.
To see what coins that might have value in the future.
Okay.
I'm an investment junkie, like weird investment junkie, and I want to see like what coins could be the most valuable someday.
I love this.
Yeah, like double-sided accidentally printed coins I've been on the lookout for. There's not many of them.
Like if, for example, if a quarter had like
Two heads on
two
it.
heads on. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I always wondered who was watching the late night commercials where they're like, you can buy this coin book for $25 for like over 50 payments.
Yeah.
It's you.
It's me.
I love this.
So am I weird or who's weirder? People in the back?
Definitely. I'm thinking the coins. I'm thinking the fucking coins. No. They're both good collections.
Yeah.
You know?
It calms me too.
It calms-
helps
yeah.
my anxiety.
That's great.
Something in life is in order.
That's okay.
Like the years of my pennies.
It's like the beginning of your villain stories.
Yeah.
If one of these coins go missing, I can feel like you're like, my baby.
Yeah, it'll give me something to do. But yeah.
Wow, I love this. Paige,
Great.
I would have never pegged you as a coin collector.
So I first started collecting coins when I was like 5 when all the state quarters came out.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember those?
Yes.
Okay, well, I bought... This is like when I had no money. So I saved up, I think, like $2 to buy the whole map things with empty quarter slots. I ended up filling it after like... When was the last one? 2008 or something? No, I don't know when the last coin was. I saved it. I like framed it. And one day I come home and I have like 3 quarters left.
What?
I was crying, bawling, and my brother comes home. I was like, where were you? He was like, oh, I just got my car washed.
No.
I borrowed some of your quarters to put it in the machine. I worked so hard on that collection.
Wait, that's...
I even like called people for the Florida quarter, and I was like 5 years old.
Oh my God. Did he ever replace the quarters
Never.
for you?
Never.
He owes you that. Do you have it? I'm furious right now. How many...
I had all 50.
Okay. And now how many do you have
47.
left? And how have you tried to rebuild the
no,
map?
I started rebuilding it, yeah.
And how many do you have now?
I have like 37.
Okay.
But they aren't as like shiny and new, you know? They've probably been in strippers' butts. I don't know.
Oh my
Could make them more valuable.
No, that's Of course that's where they are.
Yeah. Not sure why quarters would be there.
I don't know.
Cheap.
I don't know
cheap
this
strip club.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay.
So
we're going to help you. You have to give us the list of what
Okay.
states you're missing.
Okay.
And we're going to help you find the rest of these.
okay, great.
That's the saddest story I've ever heard. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I can't, like, he's been a good brother, though, you know. I would forget my instrument at school every day. He would go and bring it to me.
Okay, fine. I'll look past the ruining your collection.
Yeah. Great.
Thanks so much for watching In These Cleats.
We'll see you next week.
Send Paige coins.
Delaware, 1999.